Yes. How we look. GYALIS Road. Make the people them go and come in, we could go and get the thing together. Tell me if you can't hear me. Alright, bright and early. Shade there, vibrant there. What you mean? Be a big up, maximum big up, enough love. You can't hear me? Yeah man, if you can't hear me, just say something in the chat room, you know. So I know so you not hear me. So I know so the connection up. You wanna say you not hear me? You not hear me? Alright, up. Give thanks, Fitz. Give thanks. Yeah man. So welcome to another episode of GYALIS Road. You know how we do it? Where no stones is left unturned. You understand? Loud. Me like that. Yeah, this it there. How you mean? Cheddar, big up. Yeah man. The people them there early will love that. See? So you know say to the topic again. We are following on from last week. Last week topic spicy, you know. Last week topic hot. Last week topic burn up. So it's a burn up that we have to do it again this week. And the topic is expectations. Expectations in relationships. Right? And not only in relationships, but on a general expectations. You understand? Because a whole heap of ones and ones have expectations of us. Likewise, we have expectations of them. So we have to talk about the expectations them in the relationships. You see it? Yes, Suzette, me see you big up. Moonbright, you're there, big up. Yeah. See it there? How you mean? Log in and make we do it. So make we kick it off now. You know where something go?
Solomonic City, GYALIS Road. John Cross, where we discuss the pros and cons, fortune and misfortune, views and misconceptions of a GYALIS.
Yes. We love that. So make we add cross vibrant now. Make we add cross some of our people them were there. And make we start the kick off. Yeah, so me I say, go reason upon the thing. We see how this thing will work. We know there's something that got to send the request there. Bear with me, car, you know. There's something I new to I. But we are going to work it out and we are going to make it happen. See? So I'm sending out two requests and add cross. So yes, expectations in relationships. And you know, so we have different type of expectations. We have normal expectations, as we learned last week. Say you have some expectations with normal, like for example, the one over there, son, one person get up and clean up all the kitchen and cook some food. It is expected that somebody else will wash up the plate. That's an example of normal expectations. See it? At the same time, you have unreasonable expectations. You know, for example, you're the home all day. You know, you're gonna clean up, you know, cut yard, very. You know, you're the woman, you know, you're relaxed and you're easy, but guess what now? Your wife or your husband, your spouse, they are work. whole day too. And them come in from work and you expect them to go cook and cater to you and a bag of things. That is unreasonable expectations. You understand? So expectations also help with you, because expectation nothing where it's like a bar where people set more time. They expect you to reach a certain level, expect you to gain certain things, and because the expectation that the bar they set, it push you to be a better person. And it also do the opposite. So we want to reach upon that. Yes, may I say? And some people just tell me what go on and what kind of expectation people have of them. You understand me? I said that was or was not met. Tell about it. See? All right. That did it so. That plus is a good look. Yes. Expectations. Susan, good night. Big up yourself. Always on point. Always there. Always a support with. We love that. See it there. It's a good look. So I tell you what, Susan, never disappoint. Not once.
Always there, man.
Always there. Never disappoint. So, we are bringing forward from last week expectations. Turn off this. You can't hear me, though?
Yeah, look a bit of echo, though.
Look a bit of echo?
Yeah.
I show the room full of things, that's why. I'm not going to get rid of the little echo there. See? So, expectations, Susan, expectations. So sometimes some people have some unreasonable expectations when they put on other people in and it burden people sometimes. You understand? And not everyone can deal with it. You understand me I say? Some people can deal with it and them turn out better. And some people, it's just the opposite. Some people, it mash up some people. You understand? So, you ever have no situation where somebody expect too much of you or maybe expect too little of you? Because it hurts,
All the time. We just ignore what if you ignore and work with what you work with.
Ignore and work with you have to work and so you deal with it.
Yep.
So,
now do it overboard. Now push myself where I can't reach.
Now put your hat where you can't reach it. It's an old Jamaican saying, who don't know that and learn it. No, don't put your hat where you can't reach it. You see me I say hang it up where you can go so bam and take it and put it on. Because of your hat. See? So Susan, in all in your workplace, right? People ever set expectations were too low?
All the time, every day.
Jaja.
Every day, too low.
Right, like them take a idiot. No.
No, it's not for me still, But on a whole, especially because we are working at the medical settings. So sometimes, and it's mostly mental health type of stuff.
Right.
So sometimes you know the people and where you're capable of so many things.
Right.
But because them have that little mental issue, you look upon them like, I'm not able to do that. I'm not going to do that. Can't do
that. Yeah.
But then at the same time, them get on some computer and go through some things where you can't do.
Right. For
you
real.
know? It's like sometimes you just underrate people too much.
Yeah. And it's a bad feeling, It's a bad feeling when people kind of expect to look like you, You understand? But when that happens, how you deal with it?
But just personally, if me in a situation where you treat me like, say, me don't know nothing or me don't know what me do or whatever.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you are struggle with exactly what you are telling me don't know how to do. You make you fall until you don't fall, me just go do it.
That's not a bad way for deal with it, and you just slow them.
Because it's you, you know what the hell.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, that's not a bad way for deal with it at all, Susan. Me like that. If you can't deal with it, you have to just slow it and make it deal with itself. No.
make it deal with itself. Make a deal. You leave, you make a deal with it, and when you're done, give up. You just done.
So, we could talk about expectations now in a relationships. See? What are some of the expectations that people have of each other in relationships? Some of the unreasonable expectations.
A whole heap, you know?
Yeah.
It's whole heap. Because sometimes you look on some people it's all right, so with these young folks nowadays, right?
Right.
But you see some girls, so you meet a guy and start up something. No, you don't want to cook, you don't want to wash, you don't want to clean, you don't want to do nothing. You want to shop and all of them, but you don't want to put nothing, you know. You want him to come in work, right? You want him to work, come home, and still, even though you are work too, or sometimes you not even at work, you want him to come home and cook and clean and wash and play your role in the house.
It's a wicked thing, you know.
Unreasonable something that.
What could have sparked some people though to think, say, you know, that reasonable, that all right? Why some people I really even think that?
It's just them follow, you know, because somebody say, why you do this? Yeah, take care of your partner, whether it be it male or female, certain way. And you will have a little friend and whisper in your ears. Me wouldn't do that, you know. Why
but you know, notice so? You see a little friend there, where I whisper in the ears. The little friend there, normally the friend there, nah, no man, you know, or nah, no woman, you know. And them a try to tell you how you to run your relationship, you know.
Your life because your life peaceful.
Yeah. That's true, man. I really talk, man. I notice them people there, where them don't know nothing about this something, because obviously if you didn't know something about this something, you'd have your relationship where work good and everything would have nice. See?
But sometimes them have somebody and them not know what to do with them there. So because you do not want your one to work, you know, they feel like, well, my one miserable, so why your one happy and my one miserable? So if come stir up your one.
So let me ask you something again now. Have you ever had a relationship where somebody have high expectations of you and set the bar high, and that help push you and make you understand, grow? No? Is that a relationship you don't want though?
Of course.
You don't want a relationship where somebody set the bars high for you?
I'm push me for it.
Yeah, and you wouldn't, you know, get vexed and mad, and you wouldn't say somebody will push you and all them things there.
Why and I grew up?
Enough people don't know that, you know. Enough people take it to be another thing. Enough people realize, say, I grew up. You see me I say?
Then if me hit the bar, then no. The two are not good.
Yes, man.
The two are good.
Yeah, man. So my friend Banky there, big up yourself, you know. So I go on. So when they are reason upon expectations, you see me I say? So when the I and I them come in and, you know, giant woman and come talk the talk and tell you what I go on. When it comes to expectations, has anybody ever had expectations of you? You understand me I say? Expectations where you can't meet, expectations were too high or too low. You see what I say? So Susan said she would have liked a relationship where somebody set the tone, set the expectations high, and push her so she can be a better person.
So me can reach feet.
Yeah.
But me also like when people underestimate me too.
Yeah. So you can't prove them wrong.
See? Me like when people underestimate me, man. But set it low too.
Yeah. So you're not really business to try them set it.
No, because if you set it low, that puts you out of this, you know. But tell me, say you're not for me.
Right. Me understand that.
You know,
understand?
if you
Yes.
set it low, that means you don't expect nothing much of me out of me.
Okay. And you
If
can't work with that.
you can't work with that, you're nothing then. Can't go.
Me like how you see it. Me like how you see it.
You
Yeah,
can't
but
go.
you know, you see, as we said, expectation, like everything else, is good and it's bad. You understand? And it's all about the balance too. You know, some people, you know, some people when expectations are not met, some people go down, you know. You
Then
understand what I say? It mash up some people, you know.
mash up them head bad.
So last week we had talked about expectations, you know, and some ones and ones that tell about their experiences when it comes to expectations, see? And we could have hear the emotions I pour out and we could have hear the hurt. So till ones and ones draw a conclusion and say, you know what, me not deal with expectations. Me not depend on something there. But expectations, where expectations are go. What
But I,
expectations we think something normal?
you can't really say you set it to somebody else. You know. You have to set the
Yeah.
tone to yourself before you can set it for somebody else. Right? You have to know you and know what you want or what you deal with before you
Yeah.
can set the bar up with anybody.
For real, real, real. So you have to set the thing.
You have to set it for yourself.
I like that. I like
Right?
that.
Because
I like
if
that.
you may come now, I may come set the bar there so high for you. And at the back of my mind, I wonder, you know, you're gonna look for me as like, but wait, how you set the bar so high for me? You can't reach it.
Yeah. True, true, true.
I'm not gonna set
Real.
the bar for nobody when me can't reach myself. Or
But
when
some,
me
but,
gonna try
but
to reach myself.
you know, things say setting the high bar, whether you can reach it or reach it, can be good because at least you have something to aim off for.
You have a challenge.
It's a
You have a
challenge.
big challenge.
Because some people like challenges, you know.
No, man,
And
I
some
love it.
people strive after challenges.
Love the challenge.
So you're one of the people who strive after challenges.
Strive after the challenge.
See it there? See it there? Yeah, some people can't deal with challenge. Yeah, some people they put a challenge up there and a problem.
They run
Problem.
that way.
Yeah, man. Some people can't deal with it none at all, man. Some people just, yeah, you know, different strokes, different folks, them say. You understand me? I say some people can handle situation better than some. You see it? And expectation because sometimes we are talking about certain words and certain things, and people don't really get the full drift and the full meaning of the word expectations, you know. When you hear,
The background too bright.
yeah,
The vibrant said it's light in the background too bright.
Alpha Terrace, man, that's why, man, we have a bright. Yes, for real.
Wednesday tonight.
Eh?
Wednesday hiding out tonight.
I don't know why my hide so. I don't know why I'm going like him no one can join with so.
Mm.
Him a hide from we, man.
I hide.
See if we can get the eye forward. Right, man, must say where you there, you know. Them say I hide, you know. I don't know how I go on. See it there again. No vibrant.
Nah, pick up.
Yeah, but it's a good, it's a good look still. Vibrant to soon forward, man. You know vibrant style, maybe him have this a go on and that a go on. So you know vibrant to soon forward still. But at the end of the day still, you know, the conversation is an important conversation for have because other people, yeah, people sometimes don't know what other people are going through, and I could only share our experiences because my experience are different from yours, and it's different and different from other people's experiences, same way. You understand me? I said? So it good only share our experiences so we can grow. You understand? Like me as a youth, I grew up. To how me grow and born because me supposedly supposed to born and grow poor. Supposedly. Because let them say, you know. Whereas me born in a country and me not have a car and me not have a phone and me not have this and people and all of that, so we're supposed to be poor.
But guess
But
what?
I know me realize.
We're born a country, you know. But
Right.
still nicer than them city people there.
Yeah, but then teachers say we're poor, and then teachers say we need to have this and have that. But now we realize say we're the well to because what a joke now. We're poor now, but the mango tree always have beer and the apple tree full of apple and we have a jackfruit tree on it back on the side, the beach on the side, the river around the stuff. So we find say rich, really, really rich. You understand? And there was not much expectations of ones and ones when you grow in a certain community, you know.
Yeah. No, now come out, you know, no, nothing, you know, come
The
from nowhere.
pressure to depend you. You understand? When they expect you to come out, turn out to be nothing. Really. So if you turn out to be anything, is a bonus. You understand? Well, you have others now where born and living a bougie lifestyle where your parents are probably doctors and, you know, neurosurgeons and this and that. And it is expected of the child to grow up and come be something in life. You understand me? I said expectations is higher. Now, is that a good thing?
It's a plus, but then not everybody can handle the pressure there.
It's a plus? It's a plus in what way?
It's a plus in the sense that, you know, they're pushing you to do better for yourself.
But what if one that you want for yourself? Because sometimes people push you to be something that is not you, you know.
That's where the pressure come in.
That's where the pressure come in.
That's where the pressure come in.
So it can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing at the same time.
At the same time.
But wouldn't you argue that most people don't need the push in their life to really propel and go somewhere and be something and be somebody?
You need the push, right? It's just a matter of choosing your own path.
Yes.
It's good to have somebody if you push you to do better for yourself and strive in a life, you know.
Yeah.
It's good to have that push there. But at the same time, you also want to be pushed in a direction where you feel set right for you.
Okay. So if you're being pushed in a direction where you don't feel set right for you, Zane, how you deal with a situation like that?
Not everybody can handle that, you know. And
True.
It depends on who pushing you too. Because sometimes, say, all right, your parents are push you. Right? You don't disappoint them. You don't want them to feel like you're being disobedient or being disrespectful.
You want to please them.
You want to please them. So you're going to do it more time. We end up doing what they want us to do.
Right. And neglect ourselves.
And neglect yourself. You know, but at the same time, you're lacking that self-growth.
Right.
You know, you're lacking that opportunity to get to know who you really are as a person, or develop yourself as a person.
Right. You know, I as I said, I believe that it both good and it both bad. You understand? It depends on how you deal with it as an individual. You understand? When people have expectations of you.
People too.
Yeah. Because if it's good expectations, you know, if it's good expectations, they must set a bar for you and you get a goal where, you know, you can meet the goal and achieve something. You understand?
It's a goal. And for them goal.
For them goal, right. Sometimes, though, you know, when I find out people, sometimes people take a while to know who they are and what they want, you know.
Listen, you have people 50, 60 still don't know who they are and what they want.
And that is one of the biggest issues and problem with me find in a relationships. A lot of people don't know what they want out of the relationship or why they're in the relationship.
Majority of people in a relationship don't know what they want or why they even go into it in the first place.
Right. So anything them get.
That you just meet somebody like what them look like and, you know, and jump into it just for the sake of jumping into it. You don't take the time for yourself to think what you want out of life.
Right.
Talk to the person, figure out if what this person wants or if the person even know what they want themselves. You know, if what you both want can somehow connect.
So let me ask you something.
sometimes when you want and what a person want, don't connect enough.
Don't
But
align, right?
but you can support what me want and me support what you want and connect the way there.
Yeah,
You
which is
still
right.
that's why you still end up with what's needed, what you need at the time.
Yeah, yeah. So each one rub each one back, even though
Exactly.
yeah, we're probably not properly aligned, but we still can benefit each other. You say,
Benefit each other.
and that is smart.
That
Only
is
people
true.
feel the way there.
You know, live after my expectation and me not live after yours.
Right,
The only expectation there is you have my back, me have your one.
right. So let me ask something now. As a woman, see,
Mm.
and going into a relationship, what you expect from the relationship?
Going into any relationship,
Mm-hmm.
I can't be with somebody that's not going to help me grow and that doesn't want to grow,
Right,
right? Anything we have to do, some form of growth has to be in it.
right.
You have to be able to encourage me in a way. And me listen. Me have to be able to encourage you in a way and you listen,
Right.
right? Like if you're doing something or you're trying to do something and I see it's going wrong or it's me can look and see say, you know what, that's not gonna work. The
Mm-hmm.
support can come to you and say, you know what, let's try this a different way.
Right.
Cause me not gonna tell you say don't do what you want to do.
Right.
But me encourage if you try a different angle.
So
Try a different approach.
it sound to me like you are saying one of the main things you expect in a relationship when you're going there is communication. That's what it sounds like to me.
Communication. 100%
Communication.
have to do that.
And there's something very important, because what communication does, it limit the unreasonable expectations. You understand? And it also set the bars for the
Set the
expectations.
bar. It's set the
See, as
bar
me I
for
say,
what necessary things.
yeah, as me I say first week, if me and you say if we approach each other now and you are telling me say you're the baddest chef and the biggest chef in the world and this and that and how you can cook and the time when you cook your granny, I am going to expect you to make me a meal. I'm going to expect you to cook.
Of course.
Is that reasonable?
Of course. I'm
Yeah.
good to do
Because you sell yourself as that person, right?
myself.
Then they end up fees that sometimes relationship people sell themselves as people that they are not. And then people have expectations of them and then the expectation is not met and then they make the relationship topsy-turvy.
In no time that fall.
Not true.
Fall in no time.
A lot of people sell themselves as somebody or something that they're not.
Nope. I tell people come as real as you can come.
But why people do that though? Why people sell themselves as a person that they're not?
It's a competition something, I look
Hmm?
at it as a competition kind of thing.
Relationship?
Yeah, because you want to make sure you find this nice person and you can see like the quality in this person,
Mm-hmm.
right? But at the same time, say you don't meet the quality that
Mm,
you lack in certain departments, or you have some work to do
right. Then
to meet
sometimes I think
this
people go
person's
in a
work.
relationship lacking and them look for the person with have the thing with them lacking. You know, people that happen sometimes too.
Of course, all the time.
Yeah, because me personally say if me are going in a relationship, what I want the person to have some attributes I may not have.
Yeah, so you can learn from it.
So me can learn and get stronger.
But if you are coming and you don't have, for a fact you don't have certain attributes, right?
Mhm.
Don't tell
Yeah.
yourself like you have it.
Don't tell a lie. And
Don't
you
tell
said,
yourself.
That reasonable?
Tier one, you know what? Me don't know how to cook.
Right.
I don't know how to do certain things.
Right.
You know?
You know what you know, you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
Right.
But me come to you and teach you if you know.
Yeah. And that's reasonable.
That's reasonable.
But unfortunately, Donkey said the world is level, you know.
You know?
So if Donkey said the world is level, Donkey said the world is reasonable, it's not a reasonable place.
But you have to expect some like a rocky road I gonna do there. Some like a rock stone I gonna do there where I gonna bump your toe upon.
Yeah. And
right?
that's not life. That's all that life to me still, you know.
But you have to work. The expectation is when you meet them like a rocky road there, or them like a big little stone where you bump your toe upon.
Yeah.
Expectation is that you're gonna try to step over it or climb over it or whatever, walk around it. If that's what you have to do.
But you know believe so them look a stone and them look a rocky road where you go bump, buck your toe upon and chop and lick up all your face. You know say I lessons them what to teach you and make you
them lesson there.
because the best teacher is about experience, you know.
You have to take them lesson there and learn from them.
Yeah.
Take them lesson there and know say, well, next time, you know, me go walk that way then instead of walk away later.
So now, the question is
look when me I walk.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
So now the big question now, see, for the people them where buck them to in a relationship and go through some experience that people have in their eyes, unreasonable expectations of them, see? And the conclusion with them draw is, you know what, me not do this again. Me not have no expectation on nobody. I mean, nobody have no expectations of me. What would you say to those people?
You have to have some expectation. Nobody don't want no stagnant relationship, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody don't want no boring nothing either.
Yeah.
You have to have some kind of local adventure going on. You're not gonna go to your way for provoke no local disagreement or nothing. You know? But when it comes, you have to decide for yourself how you're gonna deal with it.
Okay. So
You can't just say, all right, I'm not going to nothing again just because I got me two over this. So.
But maybe that's a decision what they make how to deal with it.
Yeah, but that's not a good one.
I'm good one that though.
Not a good one that.
So Phil, I don't know where you're there now. But I hope you tune in and I hope you listen.
If I listen in the road, it's to reach home.
In the road.
In the road, it's to reach home.
Yeah, man. I hope the item I listen. So for the people, like our Virgin Villain, I say, watch you know, I have no expectations in my relationship. But expectations, I not deal with something there. I want to know, say, it's not the right way to deal with it, hurt and to deal with pain and deal with when the expectation is not met. You know, you don't just lock off yourself and stop, walk. It's like life is a journey, you know.
You see what Villa now. I kind of realized because after the thing last week, I kind of sit back and I think about it a little bit, you know. But it's not a matter of him not have no expectation. It's just a matter of he set a different tone for himself. Right? He set expectation for himself, but not for anybody else. If you want to follow, you follow.
Yeah, but you think that's healthy?
Just set it up on himself.
So you think that's healthy?
Not always, you know. It's not always because at the same time, you have your little wheels in the back of your mind that turn like, can she do this? Can she do that? Why won't she do this? Why won't she do that? How come, you know?
But you tell yourself, say you don't care.
But you tell yourself, say you don't care. Just for take that little stress away out of your mind.
Yeah.
Right? Or to kind of keep you from go back and do it over again.
Yeah, big up the fine ladies. Yeah, for real.
Or even make the other person feel like you know you're not worthy or you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Right, right, right.
So instead of put that pressure on that person, you just get up and do it yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So for those who just joined, are just joining, we're talking on expectations. Expectations in relationships when the bar is set too high or too low, or when there's no bars set in the relationship. So if I and I them have the experience where, expectations in their relationship was met or was not met, it's turned out to be something good or something not so good. When you come forward and make with no man, come forward
Yeah.
and make a reason about it so we can learn how to deal with expectations, especially when these expectations are not met. Because a lot of people really take it hard when these expectations are not met. You understand? Like, for example, a woman, you have sex with a woman, see? And man a girl up and a go on like a jockey, but man nah come. A man nah come. Some woman take that to heart, And then she go tell herself, say, boy, our vagina not good, and this and that, and you understand me I say?
Mhm. But
That
the man,
she have,
man do the same thing too.
man do the same thing because she have the expectation, that she have the best. Well, she have every woman have the expectation that them have the best vagina in the world, You can't tell no girl say fear vagina is not the best vagina in the world. So she expects that when you go there go bubble and wine, if you bust and pop off. You understand? No matter how far the faster you come, the better the vagina is. In a fear head. The expectation. You understand me I say? So make we talk about the expectation. What you say? Understand it now?
Mm.
You don't feel say some woman think the faster the man come, the better our vagina is.
They might think so, but me not think so.
You don't think so? What you think?
But I look on it that way there.
How you look on it?
But I look on it that way there.
How you
'Cause
judge your expectation? How you judge your thing? I know say your thing, but how you judge it?
I don't.
You don't?
Because I know me if you judge, I know me I got it.
And then you are going to understand that you judge it.
So
That the man judge it.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Some people agree with your statements and you for judge it.
I know me if you judge it.
They can't agree to that. A lot of women judge for them things still.
No, I know my job that.
You ever hear when woman a brag and a boast and I tell you how for them think good and how for them think this and how for them think that?
Me hear a woman do that all the time. But me just laugh because God me
And just
90%.
remember to share the live, people. Share the live, share it. So that other people can know, say, them good conversation are going here so we can learn something. You understand? So we know how to go in a relationship with expectations. You understand? 'Cause I personally believe that as a human being, it is natural to have expectations.
It's very natural. But let me see, speaking of the same sex thing,
Mm-hmm.
and guys, this is for you.
Make sure now, listen. A woman I tell you know it's something work.
A lot
All right.
a lot of men, I listen and observe. They like talk about what them can do and what them can and how them are gonna do this and you see when I know that the bar set high,
Because they make the expectations go high.
They make the expectation high.
Right.
But here the problem now. You see when you can't reach the bar the way you set,
Problem.
big problem.
On a year.
So when you set the bar that's so high for yourself and you can't reach it or you don't reach it,
Mm-hmm.
or it could be, you have the ability to reach it, but the one time there you kind of slip off a little bit. Something catch you and you kind of slip off.
Yeah, because we are human and every day going to be our best day.
But that change your woman view of you,
But especially for the first time, because the first impression
First
lasts.
impression. Even the second and third.
But you can't go flap so much time.
But are you set the bar? You have to remember now. Are you set the bar high?
So,
The bar where you set so. She don't have a picture in her head.
Yeah, can you tell her, oh, you have a bitch, you wet up the
Can you
place and
tell
how much
her
time
what
she have to come and she can't wait for that.
can't wait for that. If you don't hit the bar there, you don't do the things the way you say I gotta
Yeah, waste man.
do. Change.
Real talk, real talk.
It's like
So it
super
is smart. Yes, Luna Rain, we see you. Big up yourself. Yeah, man. So it is smart for not.
it better you don't say no.
Yeah, not set them things there for yourself because I bet you hit her by surprise. No.
By surprise, man.
Yeah.
Better you
It makes sense. It makes sense. It
makes
makes
sense.
sense.
Because some women can handle that switching up. Some women cannot handle it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in real life. In real life.
Some,
Luna
some,
Rain, big up yourself. How you deal, brother?
There, bro, my hardly hear none.
You're not here with.
No, my hardly hear, bro.
You're not an headset or your background call.
headset now work.
Hold on.
Now we are here, you know. We are here
Yeah,
clear.
me kind of hear, but it come off of the earphone, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, so music I play in my background, or the headphone me the want it fun. So.
Yeah, man. So when you go live and you talk and things, for some reason, it want jump off of the Bluetooth and that's just straight to my phone. Me notice or something there.
Yeah, that's how I do it. Jump off of the Bluetooth, so I try to get it back on the Bluetooth now, you know.
Well, it sound like you hear me because you answer. That's good. Yeah, man. So whether you reason upon the expectations, them, you know, setting a relationship, what you have to say about this something there?
In a circle.
Oh, one thing a time out look like in service or 2.1. You see a thing a time out and a spin like a service as a proper, you know.
Yeah, bro.
Move around.
Yeah, so let's give you a sound, man. Give you a talk. What you have to say about the expectations? We can't hear it. Just talk.
All right.
Just talk, man. We can't hear it. Just talk. Talk about the expectations.
Yes, sir. Expectation for me, expectation would be like one's preconceived notion of something. See? All right, so it's me and you together right now, and me, I already have this picket fence, this perfect picture that I've painted from man, which is what I want to achieve, right? So
Right.
along the line while I'm growing, you come to be a part of me now and become a part of, say, my husband or my wife, you know, depending on my man or woman. For me, I say, we come across now and you become a part of that. So now, my expectation, what I had as my goals, my different things that I wanted to achieve, my expectations, now you have become a part of that also. Or you have become, you know, in a sense that you also influence that also. So now, there are certain things that I'm going to look to you to aid me in making sure that that come to fulfillment, that plan that I have had from before, if we incorporate our thing together. So in that sense now, expectations to me is just one thought that this is what I want to achieve at the end of the day, or this is what I expect to happen. Well, it can be good or bad enough because I can decide that I'm going to achieve that. So I'm going to put in the plans and everything to achieve these ends. But at the same time, I can be thinking that, oh, it's in this area and you have all kind of things happening in this area and whatever. So my expectation is going to go in that negative sense where I'm going to look out for those negative aspects of it. We might stop whatever me want to do, as well as my positive also. But I'm saying, overall, expectation, you know, me just expect at the end of the day, it's my preconceived notion. Because if with me, it's me thinking about what bad can happen or might happen, as well as what good or what accomplishment can come out of it or might happen also. So that expectation still, you know, is a universal thing in that sense, but bro, it varies. I'm just saying, you know, we never really have this conversation like this, but for me, expectation varies. Me know me that the other day, I'm sure you said, for me, expectation is not with oneself, but more external. As opposed to you have expectations on somebody for meet this for you, or for you expect for like when Villain the other day I said boy and come on and you expect to see why in a fridge or those are expectations, but those are external also. Those are what between you and something else that is of similar interests. But you don't know my vibe from morning. I don't think that expectation falls in you and yourself. Because you decide what you are doing. For you, when you make a plan, it's not about expectation. It's a matter of, okay, I reached this milestone. I reached that milestone. I'm document reach this milestone. I'm document reach that milestone, But it's for me, if we include expectation in itself, I think that's where we breed life to dogs.
So you're saying that expectation should be internal and not external.
No, actually the opposite. Expectation should be external in the sense that you will expect something out of a situation, out of something that you're doing to build yourself or to help somebody. But whatever the venture is, you have an expectation of the outcome of it, as well as yourself. If you decide to you're changing certain things about yourself, if you decide to say, all right, I'm going to stop smoking, I'm going to stop do this for that time or whatever, you have an expectation as to something changing at the end of that.
Right.
But for you, it is you that is doing what you are doing. So like internally, I don't think that internally there is really an expectation. Because you know that, all right, you know that 2 plus 2 equals 4. So you don't have to expect that when 2 and 2 come together, 4 are going to make, because you already know that's the case.
Right, that's common knowledge.
Yeah, So I'm just saying, because that example of 2 plus 2 equals 4, meaning like you yourself know more about you and your body and your anatomy.
Right.
So that would be as easy as 2 plus 2 being 4 for you. So I'm saying you don't have to expect that. Because you already know.
But you don't think that we as human beings learning more about ourselves as each day goes by? Because we don't just know everything about ourselves, I learn myself in this whole journey,
No, yeah, man, I understand. Yeah, but we have to remember to, bro, we get about what? From grade 1 to grade 6, and then grade 6 to grade 11, 12. So we get data indoctrination or, ways of conforming to the society that is here.
Yes,
we get that. What we weren't taught is that after we finish that, we're supposed to still be learning, be grasping to knowledge ourselves. Because then it will be everything else. Get a doctorate in everything else, and know about everything else outside of it, from biology to physiology to everything else. But they did not teach us about this what we this which we can acknowledge so we are mind, body, and spirit. I will know how to feel to mind, we know feel to body. Them just never teach you how to feel with spirit physically. But I'm saying if we can acknowledge that, who taught us how to use this? Because I think that should have been one of the main curriculum in a school. How to use things, body mental. Because that is what we're walking around here. And I'm pretty sure many people will agree that, I am a soul walking around a body, or a spirit walking around a body, or whatever it is. But you can acknowledge that you are walking around in a vehicle where you call your body. So if that's the case, then you know that you are separate. You are different. The body is subject to you, you see me? So now, how do I use this thing that I did? No one taught me that. Especially certain feelings me get somebody said certain things, me get mad, more and fight, even when me don't want to do it. My feelings override my system and more want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So who taught us how to maneuver in this vehicle? Or how to control it, how to use it properly? You know? So expectation, I'm just saying expectation kind of is a broad subject, as in it comes around from all of this same way too. Because one would expect, even, say who knows the full anatomy of it and know how to work it. Like, they would expect that we are come out and do certain really effed up shit, because we don't know how to do it. So they have that expectation. As well as we know, we have the expectation from them where we get fed to, like, every black man grow up and run left in picnic, or, we're not going to this, that expectation is here, So expectation can be negative too, bro. Like, as in the sense where we just think that something we're set as something where we're supposed to go through, because I'm going to this, go through that, I'm just saying.
Yeah, your signal I get away.
Oh.
Yeah, but we get the gist of what you say, and we know so we have positive and negative in everything. And you know, when expectations are not met, whether because they are unreasonable expectations or unrealistic expectations, sometimes it creates doubt in the individual that the expectation was placed upon.
Mm-hmm.
Doubt on the individual who is expecting.
Right. You understand
Yeah,
what I
but
say?
one thing
So,
we have to remember too, Mom, is like one cannot place their expectation on someone else and
but
decide with that
one thing I'm gonna
and use
place
that
so people can
hold
understand.
on, I'm just saying, and use that as a decisive point as to this is the way the person is supposed to live. As in, like, you can't throw
So
your expectation on somebody else then.
somebody has said where the expectation derived from is the key.
Yeah.
Where it derives from.
Yeah, which part it come from?
Yeah,
So
but that also
what
differs
about if it's
well
what
because
from that? What do you mean like if the expectation come from a good place or it come from a bad place? Or what do you mean by where the expectation derived from is the key?
not just that. Because if it is coming from a good place, or bad,
Yeah.
it don't matter. It is coming from the point of whoever is projecting that expectation. Now, the person that they're expecting it from, does that
Yeah.
person feel the same? Does that person, yes, I mean, have the same sentiment and everything?
Not even
Right.
that.
The expectation is relative in that sense too, yes, I mean.
Right. But
So that's why I say one cannot throw their expectations on someone else. Just a relationship. A wife
you
might
shouldn't.
expect her husband to do this and he's supposed to do this and say, well, you can't supposed to is a form of expectation. You know?
It's
And when you expect that, yes, one might do that or one might consider that them duty or fulfill that as an obligation. But I
Right.
do not think that it should be an expectation because you have many different situations where the same thing come in and it is not played out the same way because it is just we from this culture might expect that or whatever. But the same thing might happen where a man might enter the house but a woman will carry the garbage and in a pre-say a man supposed to be it and they expect the man supposed to be it. You see me? So
Yeah,
because it's a
yeah.
different culture, but I'm saying it's relative too. So
Yeah.
from the way which part on the map put there also on them way.
It
But
makes
the fact
sense.
that it
Makes sense.
exercised
But
differently
remember, you
over the
know,
world, bro,
you
I'm just
see,
saying
when we
it's
are
what we
talking,
make it.
hold on, remember, you know, when we are talking about expectations, so we have to remember what the word expectation mean, you know. And you understand, if you Google expectation, it's going to say a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. You understand? So
Yeah.
it's just really believing in something.
A
It's just
strong belief
really
that
having a
something will
strong
happen.
belief
I will be the
in
case in the
something.
future. Remember, I know I
Yeah.
see anything like I said, believe. So
Yeah.
that strong belief that something will happen or that in the future, it's based on what you were thinking. That objective that you did want me. Whatever you did
Right.
a project. It's
So,
based off
so
that
don't you
same
think
way.
though? Don't you think that communication though, like communicating in truth and full of honesty, solve most of them problems there? Because if the
Yes
communication is
and
right
no.
from the get go, you would have
Yes
know
and
what the
no.
expectations are, and it would be easier to meet them.
Yes and no. Because
All right.
coming,
So
all
hold
right,
on with people.
straightforward, true, and honest communication. It cause people that are polarly different,
All
like
right.
opposite.
Right.
Like, you know, one at a,
Hold on. You know. We don't want to lose the feed here because Instagram will do a thing when it comes on the hour. Then cut out the feed, and when they cut out the feed, we lose the feed. So what you know, we're going to reset the feed and reload the feed. See? So we're not going nowhere. We are going to hang up and we are going to start with the feed again. See? So that we don't
yeah, man.
lose this.
Yeah, man.
All right?
all right.
All right.